Can you ride second generation Ather 450X without getting serviced for more than a year? Well, this video is about it. About my experiences of riding the bike and all the problems that I faced while I was doing that without servicing the bike. I have second generation of Ather 450X for more than a year, close to 1.5 years now. I wanted to test if I can ride the bike without getting it serviced. Now the website tells you to get your bike serviced once you ride 5000 kilometers, but I chose not to do that. Instead, I rode my bike till 7500 kilometers for my first service. While I was doing that, the first problem that I faced was the noise. You see, the bikes of Ather, they are known for this whining noise that they make while you ride the bike. I don't want to talk any technical words in this video, but just to explain this, I am supposed to use this word, that the bikes of Ather, they are built with the brushless RPM motors. These motors are connected to the belt drive. It is with this brushless motor and the belt drive that you get this whining sound from the bike. If you ride faster, the sound increases. If you drive in the lowest speed, sound still persists, but it is not too loud. Once I crossed a distance of 6000 kilometers approximately, this noise became louder and very uneasy. It just got much louder, probably twice or thrice the usual sound, and it started to send a first indicator that the bike has started to struggle without the service being done on time. Now once I crossed the distance of 7000 kilometers, it started to make these weird noises while I ride it. You see the weird scratching noise and the louder whining sound. This just used to make it extremely weirder while I used the bike. Along with that, few more problems started to come up. The most important thing is that the frame got broke. The plastic frame that covered the front of the battery, it just got punctured. It was a normal day and I was riding on roads. I think it was a stone that hit the bike, and all of a sudden I was surprised to see that the entire frame is ripped apart. I mean, if you see, it is just a hole, but if you look closely, you can see that entire frame is cracked. The entire frame is very loose and it's about to break. Now this is scary because it is this plastic frame that covers the battery pack of the bike. If this frame is damaged, then the wires, the circuit and the battery pack itself, it gets exposed to the bad weather and even the dust and stones, whatnot. Along with that, there was one more strange hole on the plastic frame. So on the rear mudguard, there is this very weird hole that formed. I'm not sure how this happened, but it just feels like someone punctured it with their finger or something like that. It's very weird, but it happened. This thing started to show up and it pointed out how brittle the plastic frame of Ather was, and my concerns started to increase to service my bike. And then this happened. The front disc brake of the bike broke. It started to trouble a lot because the sounds were very clear that the disc of the wheel somehow has got damaged. Along with that, a new problem started to come. The dashboard stopped working as normal. You see, it used to work absolutely fine. It was smooth. It was taking the inputs from my smartphone onto the dashboard to give me navigation and stuff like that. But now the dashboard has become extremely sluggish, very slow. And if I just click on any button, it takes 2 to 3 seconds for the dashboard to load, to respond to that touch. And if I send navigation from my smartphone to the scooter, it will never reach. It takes eternity for the navigation transfer to happen. If I try to type the navigation onto the dashboard itself, the keyboard itself is very slow, that I won't even know if I typed in the right letter or not for next 2-3 seconds. All of a sudden, the experience of my bike has turned from good to extremely bad. At this point, my odometer shows 7500 kilometers without service. I called the service center, I booked a slot and I took my bike for the service. Turns out that the front disc has been completely damaged and they have to replace it with a new one, which is the expensive part. Also, for the service of the bike, turns out there is a subscription plan that we have to take to make the service affordable. Now if you see on the website, there are two plans for the service: Service Lite and the Service Pro. If you compare these two plans, it is only one feature that is different between the Lite and Pro. Is only for the home pickup and home delivery of the bike for the service, which means you are paying for someone to come to your place, pick your bike, drive to the service center and then drop at your home. That felt very expensive. But instead you can just prefer the service Lite, because you would anyway have a service center not far than 3 kilometers or 5 kilometers, for which you can just drive to that place, you can just deliver your bike by yourself and then you get back when the service is done, because it takes around 24 hours for the service to be done. Apart from this home pickup and delivery, these service subscription plans, they provide you these 4 features. Those include the free labor cost for the service, include the roadside assistance, which means if your bike has got punctured or if your battery has drained completely and you are on roads farther from the charger, you can just call the customer care and you can book a towing vehicle for the bike to be towed to the service center nearby or to a charging station nearby. Apart from these features, it is only that pickup and drop that's extra, so I prefer the service Lite because I went in there anyway. After 24 hours, I got a call from the service center saying that they have figured out the problems of the bike and they have solved it out. Now once I got there, I got a bill of 3000 rupees for the bike. 3000 rupees, I just got stunned. What was the most expensive thing in this? I came in here with 3 repairs with my bike. The front disc got broke, plastic frame is broke and the bike was noisy. Front disc brake replacement, it costed around 1400, out of which 200 is for the labor and 1200 is for the part, which is expected. But the most unexpected thing is this plastic frame. This brittle thin plastic frame that covers the battery pack costs 1500, out of which 800 rupees is for the plastic frame and 700 rupees is for the labor cost. I was just stunned by this pricing structure. The back puncture on the plastic frame on the mudguard in the behind, I thought to leave it like that because it's not causing me any trouble right now. But these two parts combined, the front disc brake and the plastic frame, costed me 3000 rupees. In total, this service costed me close to 4000 rupees. So finally, after paying this 4000 rupees, was the service worth enough? Well, I personally think it was very expensive. It's not worth for this price tag because I came in here with few problems about the noise, about the plastic frame damage, about the frontal disc and about the dashboard. But the plastic frame and the front disc, those won't be covered for the service. Those are extra payment thing, which is fine. Apart from that, the service of the bike, the noise, the cleaning of the bike, I think they cleaned the brushless motor and the belt drive that was causing the louder noise. They must have cleaned it, which was probably filled with dust and stuff like that, and then the noise got normal now, which is a good thing. Apart from that, I personally don't think there is any repair that has been done on the bike because the software is just the same. It is still sluggish, it is still slow, and they cleaned the bike neat and they gave back to me. Probably they would have ran some checks with the battery health, they must have checked some bolts and nuts, they must have checked some brake oil or something like that. Apart from that, there was not much changes that I saw on this bike. Well, probably it is worth for this subscription plan of 800 rupees. It's not definitely worth for the Pro plan. So what is the takeaway from this? If you have an Ather 450X, I personally recommend you to not wait and just go for service once you cross 5000 kilometers. Because if you don't do that, now with this experience of mine, it's pretty clear that the parts of the bike might start to break if you don't service it on time. So I personally recommend you to go for service for every 5000 kilometers. If not, please be ready to wipe out the money from your wallet. So what do you guys think about this experience? Have you also skipped your service for 450X Ather? If so, please do let us know your experience in the comments below.